heart of every Indian household, milk isn't just a staple. It's a symbol of tradition, of nourishment, and also community. But behind that daily glass lies a massive, intricate network of dairy farmers, cooperatives, processors, as well as distributors. Today, this age-old industry stands at a remarkable crossroads, thanks to the rise of quick commerce and obviously digital transformation as well. Swiggy Instamart presents Milky Ways in partnership with NDTV and in collaboration with the Ministry of Cooperation.
On behalf of Swiggy, it's an honor to welcome all of you to our very first edition of Milky Ways, the Legen'dairy brands of India. Quick commerce is often described through the lens of convenience and speed. But to us, one of the most meaningful outcomes has been its powerful collaboration with India's dairy cooperatives. These cooperatives have been the backbone of India's rural economy for decades. To now see them thrive in digital-first ecosystem, reaching millions of households through quick commerce is deeply fulfilling to us. We'll have the privilege to hear from voices across the country as we explore how this ecosystem is evolving and how together we can shape the future of dairy, commerce, and consumer choice. With that, I hand it over to Parmeshwar to take this forward and start the processions of the event. Thank you, everyone.
And to talk about the dairy cooperatives and quick commerce, let me now welcome Mr. Ashish Kumar Bhutani, the CEO of Swiggy Instamart, for his address.
It is a true honor to be part of this landmark moment where we reflect India's cooperative journey and explore the role that technology and quick commerce can play in writing its next chapter. Milky Ways is not just a celebration of dairy, it is a recognition of the dignity, determination, and daily impact of our cooperative ecosystem, from the farmers to the consumers. The MOU between the Ministry of Cooperation and Swiggy is a landmark step, a reflection of what's possible when government vision and platform execution align. This is more than an agreement, it is a bridge between grassroots producers and urban consumers. We are proud to contribute to a digitally empowered, cooperative-led India. Let us move forward together, empowering our farmers, delivering our consumers, and celebrating the strength of Sahkarita in a modern Bharat. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. So much we didn't know. Thank you so much for enlightening all of us. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your patience. It's a pleasure to be in August company. In fact, moving on to our next session now. Since we already have Dr. Ashish Kumar Bhutani with us, we'd like to put our hands together for the Honorable Secretary, Ministry of Cooperation, for his address now.
It is a proud moment for all of us in the ministry as well to have such a MOU. The way quick commerce has developed and the way they have quickly taken over the way we, I would say, procure things from the market. It's important for cooperative sectors also to join the bandwagon. And I'm happy to be associated with this, and thank the organizer for inviting me to this program. And I'm sure Ministry of Cooperation will do whatever possible to ensure that this MOU grows in leaps and bounds. We do achieve all which has been signed in the MOU today. And I'm looking forward to further interaction with the Swiggy team and ensure that we take this momentum forward.
Honorable Minister, sir, thank you for sparing time from your busy schedule to be with us here today. I heard that you had a punishing schedule today, and still you could eke out some time for us to be with us today. So sincere gratitude. Chirag ji came to the helm of affairs, and he was handpicked by Honorable Prime Minister to lead this critical ministry. We had a lot of anticipation, and so with that in mind, I sort of heard the initial speeches of Chirag ji with a lot of anticipation. From the very first speech, he said that, there's a need for cold storages. Then he said there is need for, modern transport fleet. Then he said there is a need for, food processing hubs or food processing cities, as he called that. Then he said that, India's food clusters should be connected with seaports and railway stations so that, it allows easy uptake. And we are delighted to have you with amongst us. Thank you, dear sirs, for spending your time to be with us. It has been an absolute inspiration and will continue to play a small but meaningful role in our journey towards, Viksit Bharat. Thank you very much.
Request my colleague Maria Shakil to come on stage for a conversation with Mr. Chirag Paswan. Maria, the stage is all yours.
Let's begin with your ministry now. And, you always believe in coming up with your own ideas when you run anything, from running your own political party, where you started that slogan of Yuva Bihari and that entire campaign, which played out particularly during the 2020 elections, to now running your own ministry with your own stamp. How has it been, and what are your plans?
Well, to begin with, I think it's a huge responsibility. As a minister, definitely comes with a huge responsibility, but especially handling this particular ministry, I have this firm belief and faith that eventually when my Prime Minister talks about India becoming a developed nation by 2047, I think my ministry and this particular sector of food processing plays an important role, will definitely be a very, very important part of the developed India. As of now, when we talk about food processing sector in India, I think it's yet a very untapped sector. A lot that needs to be done in this sector, and there's a lot scope that needs to be done. There's a lot that could have been done by now. But having said that, I think we are in a process of expanding this sector. We are in the process of creating that ecosystem that needs to give that required push to the food processing sector, India being an agro-based country, and majority of our states and majority of the population is involved in farming. So I think this particular sector of processing plays a very, very important role when we talk about increasing farmers' income, when we talk about reducing the post-harvest losses, when we talk about international penetration as a soft power through the food sector. So I think in that, the food processing sector will play a very vital role in coming years.
So technology, e-commerce platforms, quick commerce, and how they play that role in providing safer food, the fresher food to
well, they do
urban
definitely
consumers.
play an important role, even in terms of promoting the processed food items also,
Yes.
And especially of late, I have realized with my interaction with one of the schemes that we have is of PMFME, which is for the micro enterprises, somewhere in a village, a young lady, wants to get into food processing, Through this scheme, we provide them with a complete hand-holding, not only to girls, even to boys and to everybody who wants to become an entrepreneur in food processing. My Prime Minister has always wished that rather than we being job seekers, we should come into a position where we can be job givers as well. And I think through this scheme, I find this really comforting, when I see these young boy, girl, living in some village, and, because of this scheme, they become a young entrepreneur, and they have couple of, people working under them. So they use a lot of these platforms to, promote their product, digitally on these sites and stuff. So yes, I mean, they also contribute a lot. It is an important segment of the sector.
Okay, so on a lighter note, and this is, what's one processed food product from India you believe has global potential, but it is still underappreciated?
My wish and my dream is that, and I know we have that potential, I want that at least one Indian food item should be there on every dining table on this earth. That's where I want Indian food industry to go. And I know that we can do this. We are capable of doing this. We come from a heritage where naturally, we are related to the processing sector. We have seen our grandmothers and, ladies in our house, processing food item, dahi banana, papad, pickle, chutney, all these things. We have seen this happening in our home. So I know this is one sector with which we associate naturally. And we have that potential. I think whether it's our dairy products, it's our chocolates, it's our perishable food items and various other forms, how you process them. I think there is a scope.
All right, Chirag Paswan, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Moving on to our next session, we have with us Mr. Jayant Mehta, the MD and CEO of Amul, and talking to him is Sriharsha Majetti, the Group CEO of Swiggy.
All of us have fond recollections of brands that were an integral part of our childhood. But there are some brands that just cut across many, many decades and not just are a part of your childhood, but middle age, older age, whatever. So it is an incredible honor to be talking to someone who's part of a timeless brand that's been an integral part of our lives. Also at Swiggy with Instamart, we've had an incredible honor of an amazing partnership. In all these 4-5 years, the platform is at serious scale, but Amul is our absolutely largest brand on the overall platform. And thanks to the partnership that we've had, so it gives me incredible excitement. And it's a privilege to have Mr. Mehta join us today for this conversation. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. So we have a few questions today. I don't want to take any more time. I want to go straight into the questions right now. To start off, sir, it's said that a brand becomes successful when it becomes synonymous with the product. Amul has gone even a step further. So not only do we have butter is equal to Amul, we also have stalls in Mumbai selling Amul pav bhaji, or small kiosks selling Amul pizza, made of Amul butter, Amul mozzarella, respectively. How do you win customer love over and over again? Is there a recipe for this success?
Well, thank you so much for this event and this occasion. And I would like to really thank Honorable Secretary, sir, for steering this MOU that we have with you, which will propel this entire cooperative movement and its connect with the customers in a very new way of delivery of milk and milk products directly to the households. And it will further strengthen of what you mentioned is the trust and the bond of the producers with the consumers. Amul, as you know, is an 80-year-old brand. It was formed in 1946 with just 2 village cooperative societies and 250 liters of milk. And to cover a journey of $11 billion at a turnover of over 90,000 crores with 36 lakh farmers associated with it, across 18,600 villages of Gujarat and 350 lakh liters of milk every day is a journey that has been covered. And more importantly, it's not the success of this model, Amul brand, but also the model which was replicated by the National Dairy Development Board under what's called the Operation Flood program, which made India the largest producer of milk in the world. And the cooperatives continue to dominate the dairy space of the country. And milk is the largest agricultural crop of our country today. So it's not just a brand or the success and the secret you mentioned. The sauce is in the model. The cooperative model of working together, connecting the have-nots, and the brand becomes a bridge between the producer and the consumer. But then is the difficult part of winning the trust of the consumers. It is not just the scale or the size. You can achieve it with money. But here you are achieving with a purpose. The purpose of paying the largest share of the consumer's rupee to the producers, telling the producers that they are not buying something out of goodwill or charity. They are buying a brand like Amul or Mother Dairy or any of the cooperative brands because they are the best in the category. So you get the best value for money for the product you spend, the best quality of the products that you can get in the market. These organizations continuously upgrade themselves to match the latest technologies and the processes available anywhere in the world, and also excel in marketing. And that's where consumers across generations, as you rightly mentioned, connect with the brand. And believe me, the little Amul girl still continues to be 6 to 7 year old. And though she was created in 1965, which is almost 60 years back. So there is no shortcut to success like you would know the hard work which goes into delivery of the products within 10 minutes to every single household in the markets that you service. But there is a process, there is a purpose, and more importantly, the passion which drives an organization which is owned by the farmers to be continuously reinventing itself with the changing times and delivering results both, not just for the owners or the shareholders or the producers, but also the consumers.
Amul was at the forefront of the first white revolution. Now when the government has launched White Revolution 2.0, Amul is again expected to play a leading role. So how will White Revolution 2.0 be different from 1.0?
The White Revolution 2 has come at a very, very good inflection point, not just for the country, but India's contribution to the entire world. Today, about 1/4 of the total milk in the world is produced in India. In 10 years, going by the rate of growth in the country and what's happening globally in the dairy industry, India will produce 1/3 of the total milk in the world, which means India has an opportunity to become a dairy to the world and not just take care of the growing requirements of milk and milk products within the country. We also have a huge market nearby which will depend on Indian milk for this. Now, to make this industry grow to that extent what we want, you need to have more milk coming into the organized sector, and that's where the cooperatives come in. The vision of the Honorable Minister of Cooperation, Shri Amit Shah ji, and the ministry here, and represented by Secretary Sir and the team, we did the mapping and we said if India has about 700,000 villages, there are dairy cooperatives in about 200,000 villages. There are still 500,000 villages which are not being covered. So White Revolution 2 will aim to add another 200,000 village cooperative societies by and large in the next 5 to 10 years, which means what happened in the last 50 years will happen in the next 5 to 10 years with the collective might of all the cooperatives, with the vision of the ministry, and the support which the respective state governments will give, which means more milk will come in the organized sector, more women will become members of the cooperative societies, and this will lead to a big jump in the organized sector of the dairy in the country. The surpluses that we will have will take care of the domestic requirement, which is growing at a very large pace because Indian economy is growing by leaps and bounds, and also create a market for it. So, as I mentioned, if milk is the largest agricultural crop of the country even today, and 8 crore families are dependent on milk for their livelihood, you can see the impact this particular initiative that Honorable Minister has announced recently will have not just on the economy of the country, but also livelihood of 10 crore families in the country.
Wow, amazing. The sheer size and scale, like even at 200,000 is quite dizzying, sir. Like we say we're, doing food delivery in 500 cities, 600 cities, and some people are like, whoa, but 200,000 is already dizzying. You can only imagine the amount of supply chain, the infrastructure, all the work that has to go into connecting 700,000 villages. So amazing. Sir, as we are beginning our journey with the Ministry of Cooperation today, with the commitment to improve our collaboration and engagement with more cooperatives to realize this vision of Sahakar Se Samriddhi with Swiggy, can you please share your guidance to us as we go along this journey?
I think we found the right partners in each other, because milk is the single largest product that every Indian consumes. Okay? And if you look at the dairy product composition in our monthly expenditure basket, or not just food, entire household's monthly consumption basket, milk is the single largest item. And when I say milk, it also includes milk and milk products. So this is where this partnership will be good, because if we are able to deliver the fresh quality of milk and the entire range of milk products to every single household in the country, it will add on to what's happening in the general trade. It's also happening to what's contributed by the modern trade, and the e-commerce and Q-commerce will actually lead to a wider range of availability, selection of options, and the tie-up for cooperative brands will make it actually even more, it will resonate more with the consumers, because they've been used to the Mother Dairy brand of milk, or Nandini brand of milk, or Avin, or Verka, or Vijaya, of course Amul, across the length and breadth of the country. All cooperative brands are leaders in their respective states. And that is what actually brings in power in the hands of the producers as well. And when we look at our supply chain, we call it from the cow to the consumer. And the link between the manufacturer and the consumer is actually very, very important. And as I mentioned, while over these decades, it's been serviced by the modern trade channel or the general trade channel or the roadside delivery vendors also. Q-commerce and partners like Swiggy will help expedite this particular process. And now let me come to the fun fact. We sell close to 40 million packets of fresh milk every day. So my circulation is more than the Times of India, Hindustan Times, Gujarat Samachar, Malayalam Manorama, top 10 newspapers put together. And if you add other cooperative brands, it will be another 40 million. Okay, so we reach to more households than the major media of the country. And that's where there are only two things which are delivered to the doorstep every day, even today, which is milk and newspapers. And that's where you have struck the right association to see that you become the most preferred choice of delivery of at least milk and the fresh milk products to every single household of the country.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much for an utterly delightful conversation with us. And I hope that the partnership between quick commerce platforms and dairy cooperatives in general and Instamart and Amul in specific build and go from here from strength to strength to serve consumers better. Thank you so much.